Hey guys, how's it going? My name is VFxeSports and welcome back to my channel. And today we're going to be doing something slightly different. Welcome to my preview and predictions video for the Japanese fighting game publishers Roundtable 2, which takes place in the early hours of tomorrow morning. Now, for me, that starts at 5 AM, so I've got to get up early to watch this. I'm not going to be doing a live reaction. I'll be doing thoughts and analysis afterwards because nobody wants to see me at 5 AM in the morning. It takes a long time to get this face looking nice. All joking aside, let's get into it. So this is following on from the incredibly successful roundtable that took place in August last year, which you can see playing on the screen before you. Look at this fine collection of gentlemen who all make these games that we love so much. So let's talk about who is in attendance. Now, we know that this event is once again being run by Bandai Namco, and Harada has already confirmed that he will be there. Michael Murray is also going to play a much larger role this time. And we also have Yasuda from the esports side. You can't see him because my face is in the way, but Yasuda is also going to be there talking about the esports side of things, most likely going to be talking about the Tekken World Tour. We also have Matsumoto and Nakayama from Capcom. We also have Daisuke from ArcSys and his team. Oda from SNK. Nishitani from Arika. No Koei Temco this time. Looks like Dead or Alive doesn't have much to offer, so they won't be attending the event. And not Akubo either from Bandai Namco, which suggests that there will be no Soul Calibur 6 news on this occasion. Last time we got the Setsuka reveal. So, what can we expect? We can expect a roundtable discussion like last time. At this stage, they're talking about the arcade controllers, the different kind of controllers that players use, and we can expect discussion in a similar vein, though I suspect that netcode is going to play a huge role in the discussion today. We're also going to see reveals, and this is going to be the main chunk of the video. We're going to be talking about the reveals that are likely to take place in this event. SNK and ArcSys have already confirmed that they have reveals coming. Bandai Namco have pretty much confirmed that there's going to be a Tekken reveal as well. Plus, I've got speculation there might be a little something else that we are going to see, but we'll save that for later in the video. As for Nishitani and Arika, it could be that he has some Fighting EX news, but I'm not going to speculate too much on that. It's a game I'm not familiar with, and it's a game I don't play, so I'm not going to spend too much time worrying about that. So, let's begin with our previews and predictions. So we're going to start with SNK. Now, they have two games that they are primarily focusing on at the minute. They have Samurai Showdown, which is now well into its life cycle. They've got a third season of DLC content beginning, and I'm expecting there to be more information around that coming at some point. But what I want to focus on is King of Fighters 15. Now, I have two reaction videos already. I'm going to leave a card for some of them across this video. I've reacted to Joe and Kyo. And I expect that we're probably going to get more character reveals, but not necessarily trailers. Because SNK have quite a strict schedule. One trailer every Thursday of one character. What I expect to hear from SNK is notes on the netcode, potential release date, though that might be a little bit presumptuous, and also in-game footage, what the UI might look like, and other elements of the game that we haven't quite seen yet. And also we might get some information around the three characters that we haven't had character trailers for. They are Kei, Mai, and Leona, and we could see a few more characters revealed at this point, but I'm not going to speculate on who they are, considering the whole scope of characters that SNK have available to them. Okay, let's move on to ArcSys, who have also confirmed that they are revealing more information for Guilty Gear Strive at this event. They've confirmed that the 15th character of the base roster, the final character, will be revealed at this event. And there's huge speculation as to who is going to take that spot. Obviously, there's the beta going on at the minute as well, where 13 of the 15 characters are available. Only Angie and the as of yet unrevealed character are available. So who is that 15th character going to be? In my view, I think it's either going to be Johnny or Jam, but there are other major characters from the Xrd series that have not been included in Strive as of yet, and that includes Elfelt, Jacko, Ino, and Raven, for example. We could also see a character come from an earlier Guilty Gear game. I think Testament is somebody that people have mentioned. I'm going to be perfectly honest, I'm not that familiar with Guilty Gear. That's all part of why I'm learning the game now, to get better and understand it more. So it could be a character that I'm not familiar with at all. It could also be that we get more information on other Arc System work properties, such as Blaze Blue, maybe something on Undernight, Grand Blue as well. But these are speculative things. I would be surprised if we see anything huge outside of Guilty Gear, maybe some DLC content for those previously aforementioned games. Now, Matsumoto and Nakayama are here, as I've said. They're on screen right now, you can see them, and they are going to be discussing things. But in terms of reveals, I think it's unlikely that Street Fighter V is going to get anything huge at this stage, considering that they just had their winter update last week. It seems more likely that they will look to promote Dan, who launches on Monday, and they will also have information potentially just clarifying the information around the fighters' passes that they have. We could get a Dan gameplay trailer, but I think that's unlikely. I don't think we're going to get anything major from them. They like to do their own information. If you remember when this first Roundtable took place, they were about 2 weeks out from doing their summer update where they revealed the 4 characters that we already know about now. So don't expect anything huge from Capcom here. Okay, so let's move on to Bandai Namco, because I think this is where a lot of the interest is going to be. Now, Bandai Namco have got Tekken 7, they've got the last character of Season 4 to announce, but it seems unlikely we're going to be getting any Soul Calibur 6 or Dragon Ball FighterZ news, because there are no representatives from those franchises there. Akubo, who is on the screen here, he's not going to be a part of the roundtable today, so it looks unlikely that we'll get news on those 2 games. Those reveals might be saved for a later date. Tekken 7 is where the interest is, and there are 2 very clear trains of thought as to who that second character is going to be. Now, the first is in relation to the Mishima Zaibatsu rumour that's been going around for the last few days. Now, this is in relation to a report that has suggested that Bandai Namco have basically said that the final character is going to be based around the Mishima Zaibatsu, which in lore purposes is the company that runs the King of the Iron Fist tournaments. It's been run by Heihachi, Kazuya, Jinpachi, more about him shortly, but it is one of the central elements of Tekken's lore. And so if that's the case, there are 2 characters clearly in my mind that I think could take the spot, with potentially a third sort of left field choice that would catch everyone by surprise but would be incredibly welcome. So the 2 characters that I want to potentially see are Jinpachi and Ogre. Now, these 2 are mainstays. They're former boss characters of the Tekken franchise. Of course, Jinpachi was Tekken 5, Ogre was Tekken 3. And they both have connections to the Mishima Zaibatsu, so it would make sense that those 2 would be good characters at this stage to bring in. They'd be very welcome additions. Now, when I talk about Ogre, of course, I'm talking about Ancient Ogre, the big green colossus. I think True Ogre would be a bit weird to bring in at this stage. Plus, Ogre's a character I would love to see in Tekken 7's engine. He would look phenomenal. I can't wait. I really, really want to see that, but whether we get it or not, who knows? The third character I want to potentially float out there as a potential for this last slot is Jin Kazama's mother, the lover of Kazuya. Not been in a main Tekken game since Tekken 2, and there are mysterious circumstances around her disappearance. She's technically classified as unknown whereabouts, even though Jin is pretty sure she's dead. And with the way that the Tekken 7 story ended, with Jin coming back and him and Kazuya basically getting ready to go to war, it would be the perfect moment to bring Jin back. But for me, the one thing counting against her is that would be better served in Tekken 8 and not the end of Tekken 7, when there isn't going to be a story relating to it, unless Bandai have something huge up their sleeve, which I don't think they do. So let's move on to the other train of thought that's been going around, and that is none other than either a guest character from Yakuza or from Virtua Fighter. So why is this the case? Now, there's been huge speculation that there's going to be a Yakuza guest character in Tekken 7 for quite some time, and there was a screen grab that Harada posted, I think about a year ago, which suggested there was a Yakuza stage being developed, and that would lean into the theory that Kiryu, the main character of Yakuza, would be coming to the game. But the other tweet that only came out the other day showed Harada with, I think, the developer of Yakuza. I'm sorry, I don't know who it is. I haven't been able to work out who it is, at the Sega offices. And that's led people to go in two very different directions. The first being that Kiryu's coming into the game, the long established theory that he would be coming into the game. But the other one, and this is interesting, that Akira from Virtua Fighter would be taking that final slot. Again, would be a welcome addition. It's a 3D character. They wouldn't have to make a 2D character fit into their model. And it would make sense. It would make sense to put him in. Plus, you also have the hype of a new Virtua Fighter being announced at the end of last year. So there's a lot to go off here. A lot to go off. And I think it's fascinating to see who could take that slot. Would it be an established Tekken character with the Mishima Zaibatsu? Or would it be one of these guest characters that I've mentioned here? My thought is, if it's going to be a Tekken character, it will probably be Jinpachi. And if it's a guest, it will probably be Akira. Now, I'm not going to step away from Sega just yet, because I think that tweet from Harada has got extra significance. And I think, personally, could be hinting that we're going to see more on Virtua Fighter from Sega. That would be fascinating if that was to happen, because it would be so good to see more information on this. It broke the fighting game community when that news broke, when they showed off that little teaser. I mean, I remember sitting there with my mouth open when I saw it back in October. I think it was October time. But there was mystery around it, because all it was called was Virtua Fighter Cross Esports. There was no indication that it was Virtua Fighter 6, but we did see a brand new 3D rendering and model of Akira, the poster boy of the franchise. This event would be the perfect opportunity to give us more information, and perhaps because Harada is hosting the event, again, we might see more information from Sega relating to Virtua Fighter, and that would be incredible to see. Well, there you have it, guys. A longish video today, a lot of me talking at you, but these are my thoughts on what we could see from this fighting game roundtable, which, if it's half as good as the last one, it's going to be a great event. Look, it's so good that these guys are talking and giving us better communication, because it's always felt like they haven't been the best at communicating with us, but over the course of the last year or so, things have definitely got better. And I'd like to thank particularly Bandai Namco, but all of the developers that both in this first roundtable and this second roundtable for actually sitting and discussing these things, because as Giuna put it in the last one, this is huge that they are doing this, and it's great for us as fans both in Japan and across the world to be seeing this. Well, if you have enjoyed this video, then please do hit the subscribe button below. It really helps with the growth of the channel, and please do leave a comment. I'd love to hear who you think is going to be announced later on today or in the early hours of tomorrow morning. Anyway, until next time, guys, please stay safe, and I shall speak to you soon.